Right. So from research, it means different things to different people. That means different people are using it in different ways. So in the next series of videos, I'm just going to go through how I am using ROM research. So today is the 24th of November 2020, and this here is my daily note for in ROM research. So let's find out what ROM research is in the first place. So I'm just going to go on the website and then I'll just show you what they say about ROM research. So ROM research is a note-taking tool for networked thought. Now just think about that for a second. A note-taking tool for networked thought, which means our thoughts can be networked, or you can network your thoughts using this tool. And it's basically note-taking. So what is it exactly? As easy to use as a document. That's what they say on the website, and also as powerful as a graph database. So it's like a graphical database. And ROM helps you to organize your research for the long haul. So it's a way to organize your research. And for me, it's a way to be free of the constraints of trying to organize everything. With ROM research, I can just throw everything in and find a way to organize it. So it's thrown in, it looks disorganized, but it's actually very organized. And that's exactly how the brain works. So I'm just going to read what they say here. So this is just a screenshot from the 12th of October 2019. So you can use it like a diary if you wanted to. So like this, for example, this person at 8:05 in the morning wrote, they woke up, felt groggy, and they did a meditation. Then at 8:45, daily goals. And the daily goals are to send grant proposal version 3 to Michael Capellas, MEK, and expose expense party supplies for Gentle Mesa, etc. But what's interesting is the abstract, which says ROM is an online workspace for organizing and evaluating knowledge. The system is built on a directed graph, which frees it from the constraints of the classic file tree, which is what most note-taking apps are like. So applications like Evernote, Notion, they are sort of they are the opposite of this. So they are like classic file trees. But with ROM, users can remix and connect ideas in multiple and overlapping hierarchies, with each unit of information becoming a node in a dynamic network. And they call this backlinking. And I think Notion has also tried to introduce backlinks quite recently. Any given node can occupy multiple positions simultaneously, convey information through defined relationships, and populate changes throughout the graph. So it's like if you've written something once, you don't have to repeat it again, because as soon as you search for it, it comes up and you can just update it. And you can be anywhere on the graph, and as I will show in the demos that I will be giving. So people have said the following. Sarah Constantine, Executive Director of the Longevity Research Institute, says the most exciting piece of software I've yet tried, a replacement for the essay, has the potential to be as profound a mental prosthetic as hypertext. Chelsea was a member of the technical staff at OpenAI. The thing that's delighted me the most about ROM has been how having it open in a tab affects my entire attitude about research. I feel like I'm playing Learning, the video game. What about Mansi Jain of Stanford, class of 2019? ROM has enabled me to stop segmenting and limiting my thoughts before I've even flesh them out. This flexibility has freed me up to write 3 times more daily content than ever before. So basically what Mansi is saying is what I've also experienced, that you don't need to be thinking about where to place an idea when you're in ROM research. You just open ROM research and you start typing. And somehow that information is going to self-organize as you want it. So when you need that information, it's there and it's self-organizing. Sam Davis, researcher at Stanford University Department of Applied Physics. ROM is the productivity tool that I didn't know I needed. It helps me organize thoughts and reduce the clutter in my head, something no productivity or organization tool has ever offered me before. So as a physicist, I relate to what Sam is saying. And sometimes you have these ideas in your head and you're looking for somewhere to place them, and you look for a note-taking tool, or you've got one already. But as soon as you've done that, the information sort of disappears. It's like you have it, but it's not accessible. With ROM, it's almost easily accessible, and it'll be easier for me to show you later on as I use the ROM research tool on a daily basis for a lot of videos. So it took me 36 years and a dozen failed systems in different apps to figure out that knowledge is organized associatively, not hierarchically. So that's the major difference. So ROM research is organizing this knowledge associatively, which means it's forming links between ideas, and you can easily see those links. So breakthroughs, bullet journal in Workflowy, then wiki in Bear, now daily auto-bag linked wiki interconnected brain dumps in ROM. That was Marcin Ignac, founder of variable.io. So when you're someone like myself who dabbles in a lot of different areas of knowledge of human intellect, you will find that with ROM research, it's a natural companion for that kind of networked thought, or the idea that you just want to be able to write ideas at any time and not worry about how you organize them. One win project engineer had Halleck Willard. ROM is amazing. Not writing on a totally new level. Frictionless yet cohesive in a way that Evernote hasn't quite reached for me. So comparisons with Evernote, which I've used for years, by the way, and I still have it, and I'm still paid up. I still do my annual payments to Evernote because I think there's some strength with Evernote which I still find useful. Like if I want to save web pages, for example, it's easier to just dump them in Evernote. And maybe what I'll be doing in my Evernote is reduce the number of notebooks in there, because there's just so many notebooks that it's difficult to go through that information and get exactly what I want from it. So ROM research is trusted by designers from organizations that include DeepMind, Facebook, Google, Dropbox, the Berkeley Existential Risk Initiative, Stanford University, the University of Pennsylvania. I've been to Pennsylvania, by the way. The Open Philanthropy Project, UC at Berkeley and Gatsby. Okay. And yes, it's the pricing for ROM research is $15 a month, which amounts to about $180 per year. So if you pay yearly, then it reduces from $15 per month to $13.75, and you have up to 3 private or public ROM graphs, unlimited collaborators, API access, and apps are coming soon. and you can start with a free trial, and you only get charged after 31 days. And if you're a believer, you can pay $500 for 5 years, which basically saves you a lot of money. So from $165 a year to about $100 a year, which is quite a saving. And ROM Scholars Program. So we're committed to keeping the gates of ROM open for scholars lacking financial stability. You may be eligible for a significant discount if you're a full-time researcher under 22 years of age or experiencing significant financial distress. You just have to fill out the application form with details of your situation. Okay, so there is the ROM white paper, which I think I'll jump to the ROM white paper right now. So on the ROM website, on the ROM application, you have the help section, and I'll show you how to get to the help section. So if you just click on here, you can see my hosted graphs. So there's the director for my courses, director for my media, director for my tutorials. Those are the 3 graphs which I'm hosting here. And then there is the ROM help, which is a public graph. So I am in ROM help right now. And if you look on the left-hand pane, you have the daily notes, which I'm just going to click to the daily notes. So today is 24th of November 2020, and you can start writing some notes here. So let me just put my pencil away. So you can write your daily notes here. Your daily notes or ideas right here. And you notice that that's a bullet point. So this is the second bullet point. So you can write as much as you want on one bullet point. And you'll note that when I enter, it'll tell me that no changes to the help database will be saved. Request access to get your own. So these changes that I'm making, because they're on the help section, they will not be saved later on. So let me go to the rest. So then you've got a graph here on the left. And the graph basically just shows you how much information you've got and how it's networked. The bigger bubble shows how many connections are made to that bubble. If you click on it, you can see that it shows you the links of whatever is on that bubble, which is basically a page, and all the other pages linked to them. So that page is linked to that. If you click on that, it's also linked to more pages. So it's showing how your thoughts are interlinked. If you double click on that, it gives you exactly what's on there. So ROM change log about ROM updates, not released as a version, November 21st. And so you've got all that information. And you've also got videos in there. Finally, Friday, QL improvements, November 5th. So you got videos. You can just click on the videos and watch. And that's Connor White Sullivan, the founder of ROM Research, and is explaining something there in that graph. So I'm just going to stop that video from playing. I don't think I've managed to do that. So we just move on. And there's welcome, then there's all pages. So all pages just shows you all of the pages that are in your ROM graph. I like to call it a graph, but that one is not, it's not working right now. So I'm going to leave it. Go to the shortcuts. Seems nothing is working at the moment here. What people are saying. It's working now. Okay. So all pages was the first one I clicked on, and it was taking time. So that's all your pages in one. And you can decide how you want to view the pages, whether it's that's taking a while. So I'm just going to go to welcome to ROM. Important note for visitors, this is the help database. Your changes won't be saved here. And then you've got the ROM cloud themes. We're going to talk about themes at some point. Then the ROM demo videos are here. If you want to learn more from people like Shu Army, if you want to know from people that have been using them, like Net Eliasson here, so there's Shu Army, there's this one I've tried to watch all of it, a complete ROM tutorial course from beginner to super user. Okay, so there's quite a lot of videos there that you can watch. And then you've got Shu Army, and then you have Net Eliasson, then you have Kona himself, Kona, and then you have other people like, oh, this one is familiar. It's also done quite a lot of videos on ROM research. So if you just type in ROM research videos, or if you just come here, you'll get links to all of the videos, which are really helpful. So that's the ROM demo videos. Then the change log is just a history of the changes that have been made to ROM to improve it. So you can go through. Then there's a white paper. The white paper has got everything from the introduction to current approaches to knowledge management to problems with the file cabinet approach. So what problem is ROM research solving? To knowledge graphs as nodal networks, to dependency graphs and logical reasoning, etc., etc. So you can read through this when you have time, or if you're more interested, if you really want to understand what ROM research is all about. So that's a white paper. Then you got the terms and conditions, you got the privacy policy, and then you got what people are saying again. And these are some Twitter links. Venkatesh Rao, all right, spent nearly 6 productive hours digesting 70% of email notes and 30% Scrivener notes from multi-temporality into ROM. So some significant names who have, and I've watched a video of Joel Khan, very good presentation or talk that he had, I think, with one of the guys. I think it was either Ned Eliasson or what's his name? I can't remember. So you've got all that. So I'm gonna move away from the help, and I'm gonna go to director for my media, which is one of my graphs, which I'm able to show you. So we've just been going through ROM research, and it's all about building a second brain. So just show you what I have on mine. So I've got daily notes. So today is 24th of November, 2020. So my daily notes already I've written down: ROM research, building a second brain, Instapaper, Readwise, Why a Media Company, Evernote, Notion, Ulysses, Brand. So Evernote, Notion, and Ulysses, those are some of the applications that I use for note taking. I'm just going to add, after Ulysses, I've just remembered I also have Scrivener. So I'm just going to write Scrivener like that. So that's Scrivener. You notice that I've used double brackets, and double brackets, I use them because in ROM, when you use double brackets, that means you've created a page. Okay. So if I move away from there, now Scrivener is a page. and I can just click on Scrivener, and Scrivener opens up as a new page. So I can write what I want here about Scrivener. So this is a note-taking application, which I can use for writing articles or books. Right, I can even use that. So I can, let me go fix that. That's an I, capital I. So one of the things I can also do is I can click on note taking like that, and I can put double brackets, and it becomes a page. So it becomes a page. And I want to make note taking, I want to put a hyphen on note taking. I can fix that. So now note taking is also a page, right? And I can see that if I click on the right hand pane, you can see that I can see that Scrivener is connected to note taking. And if you look on in the middle, you can see there is one linked reference. There it says one linked reference, which is Scrivener. And the page is note taking, but Scrivener is on the link pages. Okay. So it's going to take a while, you know, for me to go through everything about ROM research, but we have to start somewhere. Okay, so if I wanted to make Scrivener, if I click on Scrivener now, it takes me back to the Scrivener page. If I wanted to make Scrivener go on the left-hand pane, then I just click, if you see there's a star there, you can see where it says create or find or create a page. Just next to it, there is the filter button where I can filter the page and decide. It'll work better when there is more things here. So right now it's only note taking because that's the only one associated with Scrivener or linked or network to Scrivener. But just next to it, if I click on that, it gives me the graph. So now I've got Scrivener note taking linked to the 24th of November 2020, but right on the right side of that, there's this star, which if I click on it, then Scrivener is now down here on the left, and I can drag it up if I want to place it alphabetically. I can just drag it up. Yeah, like that. It's a little bit difficult when on the iPad, but they have got it. I missed it, so I'm going to try again. So alphabetically is going to be there. So now Scrivener is also here on the left-hand pane. And I've got ROM research, I've got Readwise, I've got Parler, Auto.ai, LinkedIn, they're all on the left-hand pane. Then if I just click on Daily Notes, I'm back to Daily Notes. So I added Scrivener right there. And then brand, because I was thinking of branding, a personal brand, building a personal brand, because basically one of my thoughts is that, and I can just write it here instead of just thinking about it. So because I'm teaching you this, so one of my thoughts, I can just write it. One of my thoughts or one of my ideas is that everyone needs to grow a media company so that they can develop a personal brand. As this will be more beneficial people that find the information valuable. And I can just leave it like that. So if I enter, then I've got a bullet point, right? So it doesn't matter what else you are building, a media presence on an existing platform is essential, okay? Then I've got otter.ai, which I'm going to talk about for transcription. If you want to transcribe what you are saying during audio or video presentations, then you need otter.ai, which is going to transcribe for you your voice notes. Then I've got good notes, notability, quick graph. Good notes and notability are very good if you're doing private tuition or if you're tutoring online and you're recording your iPad. Like I'm using my iPad now for this presentation. And those two applications are really good for presentations, and I'll show you why, because you can also import documents, PDF files into them, and you can write and annotate and all that. And quick graph is good for drawing graphs. Then I've got books there, which means if I click on books, I can have a list. I can put a list of the books. That I have read or intend to read. For example, I have read Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Right? And I can just leave it like that. And if I remember the author of the book, I can just put the author of the book there. And for this one is John Perkins. And I can also remember I read Capital. And who wrote Capital? Can't remember at the moment, but when I do remember, I'll just come back and I'll put it there. So these are the books that I've read. But if I'm on my daily notes and I say, I want to read a book called, or I have read, let me say I have read because I've already read it. I have read a book by Yuval Noah Harari. Okay, called Sapiens. Okay, and I can, if I want, I can just put books on the, so that if I go to the books page, it's going to be right here. November 24th, I read a book by Yuval Noah Harari called Sapiens. So now it's here. Okay, let me close those two. And I can also make that disappear. So now I've just got books on there. And when I go to search, I could say Yuval, and it comes up. And there we go. So now I've got Yuval Noah Harari, and he's written the book Sapiens. But he's also written other books, so I could add them there. Okay, so back to daily notes. And I think I've already talked about ROM research, but the thing I didn't talk about is building a second brain. And one of the components of this is called Tiago Forte. So I'm just going to put Tiago Forte here. And I'm going to say one of the components of building second brain is a way to keep track of the information we are consuming. And I'll show you various ways of how you can consume information and be able to look after that information, or be able to make it a part of your second brain. Because basically, I think we've read a lot, and I say this as well as an educator, that I've been writing lesson plans for a long time and content that I would like to teach. But when you think about it, I could still be having the notes that I wrote in, say, 1999 when I started teaching. I could still have that if I had ROM research at that time. Okay, but it's never too late, because with ROM research, you don't need to start from the beginning. You just start where you are, and then you just start building backwards and forwards. And so you can go lateral, you can go up and down, you can go sideways, you can go forwards and backwards. Doesn't matter where you are. So I could just put that as a note and say, with ROM research, it does not matter where you are in terms of information gathering. Not just gathering and processing. Not just processing and repurposing. Because you actually create new information, okay? Because you can start where you are and move backwards and forwards, upwards and downwards. And up and down. So you can see that it looks as if we've been all over the place with ROM research, but actually you're not. Because now, if I click on that ROM research there, it gives me all the instances, the linked references. So there are two linked references to ROM research, which is the ROM research building a second brain on the 24th of November 2020, and the note which I've just written down. With ROM research, it does not matter where you are in terms of information gathering and processing and repurposing, because you can start where you are and move backwards and forwards, upwards and downwards, and up and down. And let me check if there are any unlinked references, because that's the other thing. So far, no unlinked references to ROM research. But the more you populate this graph, the more you will find that there will be linked and unlinked references. Let's see if we can try to So I'm going to try and create a link, an unlinked reference, and say ROM research is the best note-taking app that I have used so far. Okay, so I've not made a page of ROM research in that. Okay, so but if I go to ROM research and I go to unlinked references, I expect to find it here. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, so I should come back a bit later and show you if that has been linked. Okay, go to daily notes, try it one more time. It's still nothing, but something is going to appear here with that from research not linked, and then it will try to link it. So let's put another note here about ROM research. I like ROM research, and this time I'll just put small letters. I like ROM research because it has rekindled my my love for writing books, and I can put that writing books and articles and research. It has also helped me to process information that I imported from other note-taking apps. Like Evernote. Evernote. I have tried to use Notion, not to sue them, to use Notion, but have not yet figured it out. Right. Let's see if anything has happened here. So it looks like there's still nothing. I think it will take a few. I should be able to show you in the next video. I think it will be available. So just going back to there. Let's see what else we can. I'm going to look at Evernote and see if there are any references. Look at that. So I've got Evernote on the left-hand side. It's already a page. And then there's a link reference to the 24th of November 2020. But there is also an unlinked reference on the same day, which I've just been writing now. So I said I like ROM research because it has rekindled my love for writing books and articles and research. And it has also helped me to process information that I imported from other note-taking apps like Evernote. So if I click on Evernote, that Evernote over down here, that Evernote is going to be linked to the other Evernote. So if I do that, now it's a link reference. So now there are no unlinked references. So now I've got two references that are linked, whereas before I just had one. So that's what I was trying to show, that ROM research. When I did that, and then I tried to see if there are any unlinked. And I think I know what the problem is. It could be because of this, but that shouldn't matter. I'm going to remove that and then do this. So when I remove the little microscope which was there, now I've got 3 unlinked references for ROM research. So ROM research website, I could link it. So if I link it, then it's going to change. So I don't want to link that because then that's ROM research and that's ROM research website. And I don't want to change because then you get double brackets. You get a mess with that. But I've got here, I like ROM research. So if I link that, that ROM research is now in brackets. I like ROM research. And then ROM research is the best not taking up. If I link that, because right now it's not linked, then it becomes, I like ROM research because it has rekindled my love for writing books. And if I go to books, let me just go to books. There's a books there, and there's a books here. So if I link on that, are there any unlinked references? You can see that there's an unlinked reference for books here and for books here. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, there's a lot to talk about in terms of ROM. So in the next videos, I'm going to be looking at all this stuff that's on the left-hand side. So there is Air, which is a podcast listening application where I'm able to bookmark what's being said on the podcast. I'm able to bookmark. So let me write it down because then it's going to make sense for you. So with a double bracket, and I say with a, that's not how you spell with a, I am able to bookmark. Don't know whether I can call it bookmarking, but bookmark, what do you call it? I don't think you call it bookmarking, but I'm going to use bookmark for now. Well, it's bookmark or highlight. I'm able to highlight, bookmark or highlight. I'm able to bookmark or highlight. That's another thing. So if I do that, I can say highlight, and highlight is going to be highlighted. I'm able to highlight. Let me see if it's going to be highlighted. I'm just testing this. Let me see. Yeah, see, bookmark or highlight, but that's not what I want to do now anyway. Let me say to highlight. To highlight information which I find useful, information which I find useful. The information is then sent to, start with an R, readwise, and then saved to my ROM research on the daily notes. I'm going to put daily notes. I'm going to make a page of that on the daily notes. Okay, which allows me to process that information by adding my own notes, and I'll call that let me say my own notes, or let me use a hashtag for this one because it's the same as it's going to act like a page, like double bracket or my note. So if I click on my notes here, there you go, with and blah blah blah. So there's Apex. Apex is basically a decentralized application, which is a social network at the same time, and we'll talk about that. And Apex, DLive, DTube, they are all decentralized applications. Then Ecamm Live, I'm going to talk about Ecamm Live at some point. It's an application for Apple desktops for live streaming, which is really good. And Facebook, Instagram, Instapaper, I talked about it already. In fact, I haven't, but Instapaper, and I've got the website here. So Instapaper is just a way to save everything. But when you highlight something like here, find that Instapaper makes it easy to highlight and comment on text. So once I've highlighted, this highlight is sent to my ROM research on the daily notes, and then I'm able to process it there as well. And at the same time, it's also that highlight, if I highlight it, is tweeted, sent to my Twitter account. Then that's Instapaper. Then I have LinkedIn, LinkedIn, Otter.ai. I think I've talked about it, but it's for transcription. It's used to transcribe whatever voice notes I have, whether it's even here on using Zoom Cloud Meetings. I can transcribe these voice notes. Then there's Parler, which is a new one. It's almost like a Twitter. A lot of people are moving to Twitter after being thrown off of Twitter, or anticipating that they might be thrown off because of the things they're saying. Readwise, I've already said something about, and because I've said something about it, there's Bing references. And ROM research, this thing has all been about ROM research, but there's a lot more. You cannot talk about ROM research in one video. I think I need like 1,000 videos to be able to do justice to ROM research. Then there's Scrivener, Note Taken Up, Snapchat. You all know about Snapchat. Steemit. It's like a Facebook on the decentralized platforms, decentralized as in Bitcoin based. And we're going to be talking about that at some point. All know about TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and Zoom meetings, which is obviously what I'm using for this presentation. So basically, the videos will be looking at media and why we need all of these applications and more to be able to have that media present. So it will be a few videos. It will be quite, not a few, but quite a lot of videos before I can send out the message, which I think everyone should have, which is that it is time to take not taken seriously, and also production and brand building. And so to be able to do that, you will need a lot of applications that can work together. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for today. And then if there are any questions, obviously, you have the comment section to ask. And then I'm going to show you as well, just before I go, what I'm doing on the courses graph. So I've got 3 graphs, one of which has some private information, and I don't really want to share a lot of that. It's a director for my tutorials, but I can share the courses. And you can see today I've written down Khan Academy. And I've got 11 plus on the left, biology, because I teach biology up to A level, bioscience, university students, nursing students. I can go through some bioscience with you. Bitcoin, I'll be talking a lot about Bitcoin, chemistry, math, physics. I'm a physics major, actually, science, combined science and stuff. Skillshare, website where I'd like to sell some courses, Teachable. Another platform I'd like to sell some courses, Thinkific maybe as well. Another one. So this one is basically based on creating courses. That's why it's director for more courses. And the one you've just been to is the media. The media is what can we do as individuals today to catch up with what's happening in the world. Okay, so thank you for watching. Shall see you in the next video.